Hello, everyone. I just finished recording the episode and now I am coming on because my camera didn't record any video for this episode. I was having issues with it when I was trying to set it up, and I just finished and I turned my camera around and it wasn't recording. I typically record a different way, but it just wasn't working for some reason. I think I need to update my laptop, and none of the video recorded. So I will upload this audio to YouTube just so anyone who subscribes on YouTube can listen to it, but no video this week, and that's okay. It's the learning curves of starting a podcast. And that being said, enjoy the episode. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Too Pop to Handle. I hope everybody is having a fabulous week. I'm actually recording this on Monday, so a day earlier than usual, because I'm going to see the 1975 tomorrow. So a little bit of a different recording schedule, but same upload schedule that we've been doing Wednesdays. So still normal for you, but I'm actually kind of happy that we're recording this a day early because there is so much to talk about, even without the extra day in the week. Sometimes Mondays can add a little curveball in, it's like top of the week. People wait till the beginning of the week to announce some things, and nothing too crazy today, really. So was thankful that it was a relaxed Monday in terms of pop culture because the list was long. I was doing my Google Doc last week or over the weekend, really, of what I want to talk about. And it's the first time that I've gone to a second page. Granted, I do have a lot of notes in between each topic, but still, I was ooh, we're on the second page. Let's hope Taylor Swift doesn't get engaged or something, because that would just throw the whole docket off. But that being said, I am going to see the 1975 tomorrow, which is super exciting, which is why I'm recording this Monday night instead of Tuesday night. I haven't seen them in 9 years, I want to say. The last time I saw them was 2014, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, 9 years, which is crazy. Literally the last time I saw them was at Terminal 5, which is the infamous Karlie Kloss Taylor Swift shows. Hate to even bring it up, but it happened, so take that as you will. That being said, now seeing them at the last time I saw them, it's at Terminal 5, now at MSG, what a crazy kind of different ends of the spectrum. So I'm super stoked for the show. Definitely will be chatting about it next week. I'm sure it's going to be great. I've seen videos. It looks like a blast. So that's going to be so much fun. And yeah, kind of nothing too crazy since we last spoke last week. I saw Matteo Lane, who is a comedian, over the weekend. We saw him, Thomas and I, on Saturday night at Carnegie Hall, which was a blast. We watch him pretty regularly. We watch him anytime we just need something funny to throw on. We'll put on either a YouTube video, one of his stand-up specials. We'll kind of, he's always in our rotation on YouTube. So to finally get to see him live and at Carnegie Hall, which I know was a huge career moment for him, it was really cool. And he was hilarious as expected. I mean, if you've seen him, even if you don't know who he is, I'm sure you've probably seen him on your TikTok. He's all over everyone's For You page. He's hilarious. If you haven't, definitely go check him out. But yeah, so that was a blast. Even the openers were hilarious. He came out with an opera singer at the end, which was cool. So really, really fun. Just fun night doing that. We also got our first hate comment, which is exciting. We got a few. We had a few reels pop off this weekend because of Taylor and Travis, and we got some straight men in the comments who had a lot to say. But before that, I uploaded a TikTok rather, and somebody commented that I'm reason 6 million, blah, 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 whatever, why you need to apply to start a podcast. And I was you know what, you're right. And you don't have to apply for it. So in the meantime, listen to mine. And until I have to apply for this, so be it. So that was fun. I feel like when you start to get hate, it's you made it, you're doing something right. So I'm let's keep this ball rolling. And then, like I said, there's a lot to talk about. So I'm just kind of trying to get into it so we're not talking for 3 hours. But I didn't want to put this as a topic because I feel like we've talked about it so much. But Dua Lipa, Houdini, it came out. It is here. I love it. It is so much fun. Definitely not doesn't pack a punch like Don't Start Now did. But again, Don't Start Now is one of my all-time favorite songs. So obviously I'm a little bit biased there. But thought she looked fabulous in the video. The dancing was sick. I love that it was just kind of a simple concept. The dancers all killed it as expected, and I just loved it. Thought it was great, and I'm really excited to kind of see where this leads into the rest of the era. We don't have an album name. We don't have any timeline. She posted something today and said there's stuff stirring up for the next few weeks. So who knows if a few weeks could be in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 10 weeks. Who knows when we'll see her again. But I'm happy with Houdini for now, and I'm excited I want to hear what you guys are saying. So, let me know, comment below, leave us a review, let me know what you're thinking of the new single. And without further ado, I think we should hop right in because there is a lot to discuss. I'm gonna go backwards of kind of like importance almost, because I want to save the best for last because I feel like that's gonna take up most of the time. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. So let's just kind of go through, we'll chat, and then we're gonna just leave it all on the table with Travis and Kelce. Taylor and Travis. Oh my gosh, I'm getting excited to talk about it. So first things first, Harry Styles is bald. Definitely not something that was on my 2023 bingo card. If you haven't seen it or don't know what we're talking about, there was like a leaked video of him at the U2 show at the Vegas Sphere, which is like a whole enigma in itself. That Sphere is like, I'm like, what is something about that just doesn't sit right with me, that Sphere. It seems like evil or mean-spirited. So he was there for the U2 show, and Deuxmoi posted that somebody submitted a blind item saying Harry was there, he was bald, and they posted this grainy photo. It could have been any bald man in America. It was so hard to tell. Like, this side profile, it looked like him a little bit, so it was like, is it Harry, is it not? Obviously, people who were there could tell more, but it's always hard to tell until you get like an actual photo. And then a few days later, still not like an actual photo, but a clearer image of the same like screen grab came out, and it's very clear that it's Harry. So Harry is bald. Crazy. What the hell? I don't hate it. Of course, again, we haven't seen a full image, like an actual HQ image yet, but I don't hate it. That's very unpopular. I know that. And I will admit, I will take it. I know I am not in the popular opinion on this one. I think I could kind of be like a fun change up. Don't come for me. Like, don't drag me. I know the girls are going to be like, what are you talking about? We want the locks back. I'm just saying, let's not hate it until we see an actual photo. Let's let it, run its course. Maybe he wants to let it grow in a little bit. He doesn't want it fully bald, so then he's going to post about it. I don't know. But I don't hate it. I think before we like jump down the man's throat, let's wait and see how it looks in a music video or in something before we decide that we hate it. But yes, Harry Styles is bald. That being said, the next topic, this is something that I was not expecting at all. And it was from last week. It was literally the day that the episode went live. So this is from last Wednesday. But Brittany Mahomes was and is the face of the Skims holiday campaign. One of the campaigns. There's also one with Kim in it, but she was the first one to come out in the Skims campaign. It's her and her family, which if you're not into like pop culture, you're like, all right, cool. What's cool, whatever, keep it pushing. But if you're like me, and I'm sure you are because you're listening or watching this, she was just at Simon Huck's birthday party with Taylor Swift like 96 hours before these photos came out. Granted, I'm sure the photo shoot had to have been done months before, but knowing Kim, she is very on it with like her turnaround. So like, example, White Lotus. Those girls were on the White Lotus before the season could even like come to a full end. I think it was like this season premiere rather ended, and the Skims campaign was out, and I was like, oh, she wasted no time. So the people at Skims are working very hard. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was a newer photo shoot. Which then I'm like, does Taylor know? Because obviously like the Kim and Kanye and Taylor of it all, like there's just a lot of factors to it. Obviously Taylor can't tell Brittany to not get her check, and I'm sure it was a pretty check from Skims. So I don't think Taylor would be like, don't do it because of you're my new friend. Like, I don't think she would have done that. But it is interesting to just be like, there's a lot of overlap. I mean, she was at Simon Huck's birthday party, which is one of Kim's best friends. Now her new bestie, Brittany Mahomes, is the face of Skims. I'm like, what is happening? And this is so delusional of me. I know it. I'm just saying. What are the chances that we get something Kim related with Reputation, Taylor's version? I know it's delusional, and I know I'm like reaching, but there's like a lot of overlap lately, and I don't know. Something about it is weird. Like too much overlap. And granted, I don't think Taylor and Kim will ever be friends. I don't think they'll ever be besties. She'll never be in the girl gang. Like, we'll never see Taylor on an episode of the Kardashians. But Kim has posted multiple times, like, listening to Taylor at, like, a kid's birthday party or something. So clearly, like, she could have recorded the video after the song was over if there was beef. But she's posted it. Like, they've all posted about Taylor. To what we know, they didn't go to the Eras tour, but I don't think that's really that surprising. That being said, I don't know. There's a lot of overlap lately, and I'm wondering. Kim is on this whole new like single life, girl gang life, doing her thing. So I wonder if like she would extend an olive branch. Taylor's not doing it because Taylor didn't do anything in the first place. But I wonder if Kim would like reach out and extend something to maybe make amends. Maybe they can make something work, and maybe it's even just like imagine Taylor for Skims or like Kim on Reputation, Taylor's version or something. Like I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, but let's bookmark that. And if I'm wrong, pretend it never said it. If I'm right, we're going to reference this and I will be clipping that when it happens. But if it doesn't, pretend that never happened. So that's kind of my take on Britney with Skims. I mean, the shoot was fun. Like, it was cute. I think the real star of the show, of the holiday campaign, was the new pictures with Kimberly, where it says like ski on top. So it's Skims, but it says ski, and then like the MS is on the bottom line, and then she's in just these like stunning like ski gear, this like holiday winter gear. I don't know, she looks drop dead gorgeous. I was obsessed with those photos even more than the Britney ones. The Britney ones were cute. They were like family-esque if you haven't seen them. They're in like their flannel pajamas. I posted it on my story when it came out. So if you're following us on Instagram, then you probably saw that there. But that was just something I was like, an interesting layover. I don't know, something about it. It's just a little too, like, the circles are getting a little too small, a little too close. Again, I could be completely reaching, and I probably am, and just living in, like, my own delusion, which isn't, like, the craziest thing. We all, I'm a Taylor Swift fan to begin with, so obviously delusion is, like, in my blood, but let's think about that and, circle back when Reputation Taylor's version comes out and see if there's any snakes in the garden. Moving on, Grammy nominations came out. I actually had a few people reach out and say that they were excited for me to talk about the Grammy nominations, so that was cool. Obviously, I was going to talk about it regardless, but to start seeing people be like, oh, you're going to talk about this? I was like, well, I was going to do that anyway, but now I have to. So thank you for people who are sending in topics or things that they want to hear. That is super cool, super fun. And lots of opinions on these Grammy nominations. So let's dive into it. I'm going to go by artist who had the top nominations, and I'm just kind of pulling the artist who I'm interested in and who I think you guys care about. So if I skipped anybody who you are a fan of, don't take it personal. We're just, I'm just a boy with a microphone. So that being said, Grammy nominations came out on Friday, and I'm not mad at the list. I'm excited to see who wins what, and I'm happy to see who was nominated. There's definitely some snubs. Definitely some people who I think should be on these lists. But that being said, we'll dive in. Leading the nominations is SZA with 9 nominations. So off the bat, I'm stoked. I am a huge SZA fan. I have been since Control came out. I don't know if you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, in my mirror reflection, this sounds crazy, we have Control, the album cover, on our gallery wall. I think you can see it in the mirror, but regardless, I have SZA on our gallery wall in our living room. Huge fan. And I'm so excited to see her getting, her flowers for this album. SOS was such a fantastic album. I honestly don't think there's any skips on it. I love it. The tour was so much fun. I got to go at MSG back in February or March, I want to say it was. It was earlier this year, but it was such a fantastic show. Such a good album. She is just, I saw her during the Control era, and she was great, but it was definitely just there was a different stage presence, I feel like, with SOS. She was just more into it. She was, it was her first album, Control, so I think touring it and everything, it was a lot, and it also got crazy success for a first album. So I was like, I would be a little timid too. So when I saw her, I was like, she sounded great, she was great, but it was I wanted a little bit more. So when I went to SOS and she was oh my God, the production was there, the dancing was there, her vocals were great. I had such a good time. So that being said, SZA is leading the nominations with 9. And she has, including Album of the Year and Song of the Year for Kill Bill. So I would definitely be thrilled to see her take either of those home. I'm just going to, mind you, as I'm going through, I'm just noting like the big 4. So that's Song of the Year, Album of the Year, Record of the Year, and Best New Artist. And then if there's anyone else in here who isn't nominated for those, I'll mention it. But for the top layer, we're just going like big 4, so I don't have to go through every single category because, again, I'm just a boy with a microphone. But SZA, again, leading the chart with 9, so I'm sure she'll get at least 1. Hopefully, I would love to see her. I would love a SZA sweep. I think it is so well deserved. She is one of the best artists that we have today, honestly. Lyric wise, her vocals, she just has like a unique sound to her voice. She is, her visuals are always there. Do we take a little while for the albums to come out? Sure. But you know what? Who cares? I think I'm going to go on a little tangent, but I think we are so conditioned to like albums coming out year after year, like artists consistently in the studio putting out music. In the 2000s, like 2010s, really, they were putting out albums every year, every other year. So it was a quick turnaround. And granted, I love new music. I love to listen to new artists and new albums and this and that. But for an artist to really grow and evolve and experience things, unless they're just having like a writer for them or they're, not fully giving their all. Like if you're not writing your songs, sure, release an album every year. That's fine. And I'm fine with that. If it's good music, I'll listen to it. Whatever. But if you're an artist who is writing your music, needs to experience life, example, Lorde. Anyone who knows me, Lorde's my favorite artist of all time. Absolutely love her. Her and Beyonce, they like teeter back and forth. They're always, I know it's such a weird two to have my favorites, but Beyonce and Lorde, they go back and forth of my like all-time favorite artists. It just depends on like the day of the week and the weather outside. But Beyonce too, she takes her time between albums. So I think when an artist does take the time between albums, it gives us that time to really like, soak up the previous album. We can really like marinate in it and like just soak it all up. And like, to this day, like to bring Lorde back into it, like I'll listen to Melodrama and like, which is my favorite album of all time. No questions asked. And we'll get into that in another episode, I'm sure, because just to dive into Melodrama as a whole would be another hour, 2 hours of itself. But Melodrama, favorite album of all time. And I listen to it still, and there's certain lines that I know what the songs are about. I know the lyrics, but you really get to understand what they are. You get to really like, you experience them in new ways, I feel like. And I think if another album had come out sooner than Solar Power did for Lorde, or any artist for that matter, if you can't like fully soak up and appreciate an album that deserves the amount of time, these artists are like writing these lyrics and they're putting this production behind it, and an artist like SZA, like Lorde, like Beyonce, even like Taylor, like they're so involved in the production side of it, and like they want that perfect snare drum there, or that perfect like breath of fresh air at the beginning or the end of the song or something, like there's so much behind it that I think the fact that SZA and all these artists do take their time with an album, is it annoying? Yes. Rihanna? That's another story. She's just playing with us now. But I think there is a lot that goes into it, and I would rather an artist take their time and really give us something that they're proud of and want to give us than just like cranking out pop music or whatever music it is left and right nonstop, because at that point it just starts to get like superficial and we don't want it because it's not true to them and it's not something they can be proud of. So that being said, SZA, 9 nominations, could not be happier for her, and I can't wait to see hopefully her sweep the Grammys this year. Next up on my list is Victoria Monet. She rang in 7 Grammy nominations. This is her debut album, mind you, which is a fantastic album. So she rang in 7 nominations. Her album was fantastic. Absolutely love it. And the video of her watching the Grammy nomination announcement with her friends and her family and her team, it is so cute. If you haven't seen it, go to her Instagram and watch it, or her TikTok. I'm sure it's all over all of her socials. They're like watching it, and I think the first one was probably like, maybe like best new artist or like music video or something. She, like I said, she's nominated for 7, and for her, she like freaks out. They get excited and they're just pouring champagne, like obviously celebrating the one. And then it's just like another one, another one, thank you, another one, thank you, another one, thank you, and they just roll in. And just to see it in her eyes, and like, she's so happy. She's so proud of herself. It's so well deserved. She's been in the industry for a while, and for her to now be getting this recognition and her flowers, so well deserved. Can't wait to see her. I hope she takes home at least 1, 2, 3 of these awards, because it's very well deserved. The next artists on my list, that is plural, there's 4 of them that we're chatting about, because all 4 of them are tied. Not only tied with 6 nominations, but they cross over a lot. There's a lot of lots of overlap in the category. So Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, and Billie Eilish. Now, Miley, Taylor, Olivia all released full albums for this Grammy cycle. So definitely, like, we were almost expecting them to be on these lists because the albums were just great and they're just like big people within the music industry. Billie, however, didn't release an album, but still received 6 nominations, most of them all for What Was I Made For, the Barbie song. So to see her get nominated for a song that wasn't even it's her own, but you know, it's her song for a movie, I thought that was really cool. I thought it was, you know, interesting to see. Not only was it Song of the Year and Record of the Year, so that's awesome. She also got nominated for Best Pop Duo, which is the song that she did with Labyrinth, Never Felt So Alone. So she didn't even release an album. She's still sweeping in these nominations. So just think that was a cool little tidbit. But back to the top, Miley, Song of the Year, Album of the Year, Music Video of the Year, all for Flowers. And then obviously the album is Endless Summer Vacation. Now, I absolutely loved this album. Miley, like I said, Lorde and Beyonce are like fighting each other at the top, and then Miley is pretty much right under them. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely love Miss Cyrus. So anytime she releases an album, I'm all in. I know I'm gonna love it. She's my girl. She's been my girl, and she will always be my girl. However, the way that she just fell off the face of the earth after releasing questionably her best album, you know, it's upsetting. It's sad. She could have done such a huge era and push for this album, and Flowers took off. It was everywhere. I mean, I don't think anyone expected Flowers to become what it did. So glad that it did, because it is a fantastic song. And there's definitely some like shadiness behind why it got so big, because if you don't know, and it's funny, honestly, a lot of Miley fans were like, and this is not me like discrediting the song, I think it's a fantastic song, definitely like, I feel like defined 2023 to an extent, but that being said, a lot of fans are like, oh my God, she filmed this in Liam's old house, she's wearing Liam's suit that he wore at the wedding, and this and that, and like, I don't think that was ever confirmed. Like, I think these are all just things that fans were like feeding into like Pop Crave and People Magazine, all these places to like make it buzzy. But I don't think that was ever confirmed, any of it. If it was, totally, I'm wrong, whatever. But I thought it was funny that like the way the internet and the fans kind of like wrote this narrative of like, oh my God, she's stomping all over Liam's yard in this song, and she's doing this and wearing his suit and da-da-da. I was like, she's not, but let's get her the streams. Come on, let's do it. And I really thought she was gonna like go on a full tour. Thought she was gonna have a full like album rollout. She did like the Disney Plus special, and then just that was really it. And she's doing her thing. I don't know. I don't want to like spread rumors. There was like the whole thing about her being in a cult, which I don't know if it's true. I didn't really believe it. I thought it was a little weird. I think her thing is like I don't think she wants to be famous anymore, and I don't really blame her. She like most of the artists on this list, and really just the artists that I listen to, they're just kind of like, they just take all the heat, you know, they can breathe the wrong way, and their fans are pissed off, and the media is pissed off, and everyone has an issue with what they do. So I think Miley, especially being in the public eye for so long, I mean, Hannah Montana premiered in 2006, so we're 17 years, and not even that, her dad is obviously famous. Like, she's always had some type of fame or camera or media in her face. So I think now she's like, I don't want to be this superstar anymore, which is sad. You know, she really is such a fantastic live performer. She puts on such a good show. I mean, the Bangers tour, I went to 8 shows, I think 8 Bangers tour shows. I followed it around the country. It was so good, and I'm so glad that I did, because I don't think the gal is ever touring again, but so be it. I'm grateful I got to see her as many times as I did. But yeah, so anywho, she is nominated 6 times at the Grammys this year. Well, my biggest thing is whether, not even if she'll win or not, is she going to show up? Because I don't think she's going to show up. Again, I don't think she wants to be famous. So I don't know. I don't think she's going to show up. And I don't know if that affects you winning or not. You know, you can obviously show up and lose. You could not show up and win. But I think the Grammys do, and the Academy, they take into account like who's going to be there, because at the end of the day, the Grammys is a televised thing. They want people to watch the show. That's how they get their buzz. And, you know, obviously it's the Academy. They're reputable to be, you know, but they are the Academy. Like, there's just like an oomph behind the Grammys regardless. But if the people aren't showing up, people aren't going to watch. You know, we're watching to see the performances. We're watching to see the reactions to who won, who lost, who was against each other. Like, that's why we're watching. So if you're not showing up and helping with their ratings, who knows if they're going to give you the win? You know, I don't know. There's a lot of conspiracies. All I'm going to say is Melodrama and Teenage Dream are 2 of the best albums of all time, and neither of them have a Grammy. So really, at the end of the day, none of this matters. But that being said, I'm excited for Miss Miley. Next up, Olivia Rodrigo. So she is nominated 6 times again, like I said, which I believe brings her to 13 total Grammy nominations, which when you think about it, she only has 2 albums out. That is nuts. So obviously, we eat her up. Everybody eats her up. She's another one. She's on my wall. If you're watching the video, if you can see it in my mirror reflection, we have Sour up on our wall. Another just huge album that Thomas and I, my boyfriend and I, we live together, that we love. So definitely excited to see her nominated so many times. She's nominated Album of the Year for Guts, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, amongst others. But again, just the big 4. The next one up, Miss Taylor Swift. Now this is where it gets a little interesting, but Taylor is nominated just out of the big 4, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Record of the Year. Obviously she's not getting nominated for Best New Artist, but that being said, her and Olivia overlap in all 3 of those categories this year. So none of us know what really went down with Taylor and Olivia. No one knows if like there is beef, if there's not, but it definitely is weird. Olivia was so hardcore ride or die Swiftie. She was, I mean, everybody knows it. She, like when she met Taylor it was I want to say like the BBMAs. It was like a British Music Award or something. They were in London, I'm like 90% sure. But they like got their picture together when they posted it. Like it was everywhere. Like, you guys remember where you were when Olivia Rodrigo posted her photo with Taylor Swift. Tell me you don't. Exactly. That being said, out of nowhere, they just like dropped out the face of the earth with this friendship. They were Olivia was promoting Fearless Taylor's version. She was literally, I think she did all the promotions for every song. She was like doing the snippets for all of it on TikTok, and it was just nuts. It is also interesting to note that her and Conan, who's like her bestie in the music industry, Conan Gray, Conan was supposed to open for Taylor on the Loverfest, and then when Eras Tour came around, he wasn't on the list. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. There's just like a lot of weird things. There could be no beef. Like, that's the thing. We're all just like assuming that there is. We don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know. So I think it's just kind of going to be like an undiscussed and unknown thing forever, ? But they are nominated against each other in those 3 categories. Honestly, they could be in others. I'm not 100% sure. I just pulled the top 4, but I'm curious to see who wins what. And also, like, I want to see if Taylor and Olivia, I'm sure Olivia will show up. Taylor is on tour then. So I'm not actually sure where she is. Let me look it up. Hang on. Because the Super Bowl she has like a show in Japan, in Tokyo, the week of the Super Bowl, and then people are like, can she make it back? Oh, she does not have a show the Grammys day. So, and her tour kicks off February 7th in Tokyo again. So she could make it. She could go to the Grammys full. I'm sure she'll probably be there, especially since she's nominated so many times and she is just like on top of the world right now. So I'm curious if I'm guessing she'll go to the Grammys, fly to Tokyo for that little run, and then if the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl, she's not gonna be there, right? Like she has to go support her man, the way he's supporting her. We'll get into that in a few, but I'm curious to see who shows up, and I'm curious to see Taylor and Olivia if they interact. I don't know. I'm curious. Moving down the list, next up, Troye Sivan. Troye Sivan is a Grammy-nominated artist. Oh my God, that is so crazy to say. I've talked about Troye before. I think he was my first yes of the week. So if you're new, I do a yes and mess of the week at the end of every show. I'm 99% sure he was my first week's yes, if not my second week. I love him. I've loved him before. He was an artist. I watched him on YouTube. He is just so good. And he got nominated for Best Music Video and Best Pop Dance Recording for Rush. So even just to see that he's nominated is so insane and crazy to me, and I'm so proud of him. Like I said, this new album, Something to Give Each Other, is so fantastic. So to see that he's getting this nomination and being recognized for it just makes my heart so happy. What is funny though, he is nominated for Best Pop Dance Recording against Padam Padam by Miss Kylie Minogue, so it's quite literally Twinks vs. Dolls. So I'm excited to see how that plays out, but nonetheless, we're not here to pit people against each other. I am here to just applaud Troye Sivan because I'm so stoked to see him nominated and finally getting some recognition for the fantastic pop music he's been putting out for years. And then in terms of nominations, just something to note, it is like the year of Barbie continued. The Barbie soundtrack got 11 nominations, both Billie and Dua song. So Dance the Night, What Was I Made For? Song of the Year. Ryan Gosling got a nomination for Best Song for Visual Media. Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice got nominations for Barbie World. They racked in 11 nominations for the Barbie soundtrack, which is, I don't know if that's a record or what it is, but like, that's impressive. For one movie soundtrack to rack in 11, mind you, 2 in like a Big Four category, that's a big deal. Also, Ryan Gosling coming for a Grammy, like, can we get him on like an EGOT train maybe? I don't know. Are we like for that? I'm like not against the Ryan Gosling EGOT train. Like, I wouldn't be mad. I feel like he's like a good guy. Like I'd be down to see him get an EGOT. Maybe he's on the path. Maybe Ken was his step into it to see if he could like knock out the G, and then from there he's gonna keep building. Again, maybe, who knows? We will see. And then moving forward, this isn't for Grammy nominations, but for Grammy snubs, Renee Rapp, nothing, not one, not a single nomination for Renee Rapp's EP or album. And listen, I get it. It's her first album. It's like, to get nominated for your first album is like, it's not common. I just love her so much. And I thought at least Best New Artist, like something. I don't know. I just was really like gunning for it. And like a lot of people were too. I posted a TikTok on Thursday, the day before nominations, and I said, it was like, when Renee Rapp gets nominated tomorrow, because I'm manifesting it, we're celebrating. And I started it by saying like the Grammys don't matter, and I stand by that. The Grammys, whether you win a Grammy, get nominated for a Grammy, it doesn't mean you're not making good music or not. But it's just like a cool thing to say. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I was really gunning for her to get at least Best New Artist. So I'm upset to see that she didn't. But nonetheless, the album is still fantastic. The deluxe version comes out this Friday. I talked about it last week. I'm going to talk about it this week. I'll probably talk about it again next week. Stream Renee Rapp Snow Angel Deluxe version this Friday. And that is our Grammys nominations recap. So I hope to everyone who was excited to hear what I had to say, enjoyed my takes on it. And now, I feel like I need to like take my sip of water. I need to like center myself, like crack my knuckles, like the moment we have all been waiting for. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I mean, okay. I'm sure you've all seen it. If you follow me anywhere, you've seen it. But to anyone who hasn't, Taylor kicked off her the second leg of the Eras Tour, and she brought it. So I don't even know how to start. She had 3 shows. One of them got postponed to Sunday, so it got shifted. But then her and Travis got a night together, which was cute, and they were out and about, like holding hands in a restaurant. Everybody was like cheering for them as they walked through, so that was super cute. So we knew Travis was going to be at the show regardless. Whether or not she was going to do something while he was there, that was kind of the unknown. And boy, did she do multiple things. So before the show starts, Travis is seen in the tent, and all the fans are chanting. They're like, "Ole, ole, ole, Taylor," something like that. I don't know. And he joins in on it, and he is just like cheering for his girl. He is so excited to be there, and it was so sweet. Then her dad comes into the tent. I believe he was wearing a Chiefs like lanyard, like instead of like the VIP Eras one with his like credentials on it. I think it was a Chiefs one, if I remember correctly. So that's just cute. And he was more excited to see Travis than he was to see Taylor. He was filming the guy. He was like cheering the guy on throughout the night. They were like besties. It was the cutest thing. I was like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this. It was so freaking cute. So the show starts, they're doing their thing. There was like a lot of little, there's videos of her like during the Lover set, and she just was like a little girl like kicking her feet and blushing. It was so cute. And of course Lover is about Joe mostly, but for her to be able to like kind of reclaim it almost. And I think we always tie an album to whoever it's about. But I think to see an artist grow from a breakup and grow from something and be able to take the songs and understand like, yes, this was at one point about somebody else, but it can also be about somebody else. I mean, we all take these songs and apply it to our lives, you know what I mean? So we can apply it to somebody else. Why can't the artist? And I think this is the first time that I'm really like seeing an artist be able to do this. And it's not the first, Taylor Swift is not the first artist to be able to rewire a song in her brain to be about somebody else. That's not what I'm saying, but I've just never thought of it or noticed that being a thing. So to see her singing Lover, and she's all like lovey-dovey, and she knows her man is watching from the tent, it's just so cute. During blank space, she's like, I love the players, you love the game. She points over, players, Travis at a football players playing in games. It was just so cute. Oh, I couldn't. It was so freaking cute. And then special song, A Clock Comes. So if you don't know, you guys know, but Taylor sings 2 songs, special songs every night, one on guitar, one on piano. You don't know what they're going to be. It's always a surprise. And this night she sang Is It Over Now, which is the vault track from 1989, Taylor's version that went number 1. And she mashed it up with Out of the Woods, which 2 things. First, somebody on TikTok literally said it last week. I don't know who the creator is, but if you search it, I'm sure you can find it. But she was like, I can't get the bridge of Out of the Woods out of my head when I'm singing Is It Over Now? And then Taylor did it. She is so terrifying. Second, these are both songs that we knew were about Harry Styles, but to see them put together, it's crazy. It's to see an artist take a song and be able to play it live now and not that she's respinning it to anyone necessarily, but like for her to like show us that like, hey, like you guys got it. Like these songs were almost like sisters, and we were able to kind of bridge that gap and then mash them up. Cause they do sound kind of like that similar, cadence to them. Like they do sound alike. So it's not like groundbreaking that she did it, but it was very cool to see her do this. And then the second was Endgame. So freaking cute. I mean, again, a song about Joe from Reputation, but she's now spinning it about Travis. And again, Travis is a football player. Football players play in games. She loves the players. She loves the game. And game. I can't. It's so cute. I'm obsessed. And we haven't even gotten to the best part yet. So all of this is happening. I'm like giddy. Like this is like my own life. That's bad. This is getting bad. Anyway, Karma comes on and she's doing her thing. Karma is her boyfriend. Karma is a god. Karma is a cat. Karma is this. Karma is that. Karma is the guy on the Chiefs Coming Straight Home to Me. I was on the subway when this came out. I was getting on the subway after the Mateo Lane comedy show. And when I tell you, I literally like felt a shift. I was like, oh my God. Like, that's crazy. And she like fully like sang it right to the tent. You could hear it was so clear too. Like sometimes when like people change lyrics, like it's not always clear that they said this or that. This was so evidently clear that she said guy on the Chiefs. Her dad freaked out. The crowd freaked out. It was so, oh my God, I just loved it. It was amazing. So that happens. Great. Cool. Taylor finishes the show. Travis stands. It's hard. TNT, like Taylor, Travis. It's a lot. Anywho, Travis like stands side stage waiting for the entire show to end. Like he does not leave until she leaves the stage. He does not leave the stage, which was so cute. Sorry for the sirens going off. I live in New York. Deal with it. So he waits until she is literally like gets on her lift to go down to leave, and he runs backstage. Now, the next video that came out was it was everywhere. She runs off the stage. He's standing on the side. He has his hands behind his back. So he's not like embracing a hug. He's just standing there. She goes full-fledged, arms open, and gives him like the sweetest kiss. And he like swings her around. It's literally like a high school movie. It was so freaking adorable. I can't get over it. So that was a whole thing. It will be burned into my head until the day I die. I tweeted it. I posted it on Instagram. Like, I can't stop thinking about it. It was so fucking cute. And just seeing her like this is so adorable. You know, if you've been a Taylor fan for a while, or if not, she doesn't do this. Like, this isn't normal. I mean, I guess with Calvin and like, she was out and about with Harry, but it's been a long time since she's been so public with the relationship because of the way that the public treated her when she was. And I think now she's finally like, you know what? Fuck it. I can do whatever I want. I can love my man. I can do what I want, see who I want, sing what I want. Everybody loves me now. And it's true. The public has completely done a 180 on her where, I mean, I was there. I loved her forever, but the public didn't always love her. And now to see her being able to like embrace her boyfriend and like have fun with her lyrics on stage and do this and that, I love it. It's incredible. And it is just a great time to be alive at the same time as Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And I didn't even know who Travis Kelce was. I knew about him a little bit because of the Super Bowl, because Rihanna was performing at the Super Bowl. So like I had to know who the teams were. So I knew a little bit because of him, because of that. But I couldn't point him out of a lineup. Now I'm like, yep, that's my friend. Like, we love him. We are Team Travis. We love Taylor and Travis in this house. Oh my God. I could literally, I was texting my friend Delaney about this because me and Delaney just like text unhinged things about Taylor Swift 24/7. I have my computer on Do Not Disturb in front of me. When I film, I have my phone up. I film on my phone. I have my computer down here, but I do not disturb my computer so I don't see the text. And I'm sure some of these are from Delaney about some crazy shit Taylor's done since I've been recording this for the last 40 minutes. But that being said, she was like, you need to do a whole episode just on this night. And I considered it. I was free most of the day Sunday, and I almost recorded a whole episode and just titled it like November 11th, 2023 or something, like something funny, and just talked about that. But I was like, let me save it. Let me not, exert my energy. I'm going to film on Monday anyway. So we saved it, and I'm glad that I did because I got to really soak it in a little bit more and just marinate in it. And I just love it. I'm so excited. I just love this relationship. I love this venture for her. And like I said, that was the best for last, which is crazy, which then takes us to our yes and mess of the week. Now, my yes of the week. It is no news to anybody who knows me or has listened to the podcast or follows me anywhere. I love Lindsay Lohan. I talked about her a lot last week. We're talking about her again today. I just love Lindsay Lohan. You can search my old tweets. I have tweets from 2009, 2010, 2011, just like being like, I don't know why, I just love Lindsay Lohan. Something about her. She is just my it girl of all it girls, and I will always love her. I adore her. I adore her. And on Friday, she posted Jamie Lee Curtis posted a photo of her and Lindsay together talking about the Freaky Friday 2 sequel that is in the works. Now, As soon as the SAG-AFTRA strike started, of course I was sad about the pay wage, but I was like, damn, this is really pushing off the Freaky Friday 2 that I've been waiting for, that was finally getting approved. Everybody was on board. They were writing a script. So when the strike, I was like, damn, like they're really pushing it off, whatever. Of course, I'm so glad that the actors are now getting paid. I hope that this is like tentative right now. There's like a 3-year agreement. I hope that they extend it. I hope that by the end of it, everyone gets even more wage. Pay the writers, pay everyone. But my first thought when the strike ended was, oh my God, Freaky Friday 2 is coming. And it's coming sooner than I could have imagined. I'm sure it's taking a while, but the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis and I almost said Jamie Lynn, oh my God. The fact that Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan were together, they were obviously talking about it. The caption was about it. The song was like on the post was about it. I'm usually against like putting a song with like a feed post, but Jamie Lee Curtis promoting Freaky Friday 2, I don't care. Put all the songs, do it. I don't care. It is so cute. I posted a whole carousel on my feed on the pod account on Friday because I was just like, this is my moment to shine. I have been thinking about the Freaky Friday 2 sequel for years. It's my favorite Lindsay Lohan movie. It always has been, always will be. And the first thing I said, I literally tweeted it. Like the strike was announced over by like 8:15. At 8:30, I tweeted and I was like, the best thing about the SAG-AFTRA strike ending is that Freaky Friday 2 is one day closer to us, and I just think that's so beautiful. That was on Wednesday. On Friday, they posted the selfie. It was just like, oh my God. I could not have asked for a better way to celebrate the strike ending than knowing that this is still in the works, it's still happening, and everyone's getting paid a fair wage. I just can't wait to see them together on screen again, Freaky Friday 2. As this movie gets closer and closer, I'm warning you now, I will be talking about it nonstop. You've been warned. You know, today is Monday, November 13th. I'm sure the movie's not coming out until like 2024, maybe 2025. But when it does come out, when it's announced, oh, you're going to be sick of it. You're going to be sick of me, and I don't care. I do not care. I waited 20 years for this, and I am going to talk about it into the ground because I can do whatever I want. But yeah, so Freaky Friday 2 is on its way. That picture just made me so happy. It was so exciting. And yeah, I just cannot wait to see what's to come from that. Moving on to my mess of the week. Now, I believe this mess has been cleaned up. We'll put it that way. But I do just want to talk about it because I was 100% shadow banned on TikTok over the weekend. I was posting and I had a few TikToks get some traction, nothing crazy, like 9,000 views, 3,000 views, 2,000 views. And I was getting like good engagement, getting comments, traction, whatever. And I mean, we don't have a lot of followers over there. I think I'm just under 80. So if you're not following us on TikTok, make sure you go follow at 2pop to handle. But we don't have a crazy amount of followers, but we're getting, traction. So I posted a clip from last week's episode about Chrishell and Mary Lou, and it was just really focusing on like, if you listened, I was like, bullying works, whatever. I don't want to talk about it too much. And like, God, I'm not going to get shadow banned on Apple Podcasts, but I'm like afraid now. So I posted that clip because it was funny. It was hilarious. It was tough love. I sent it to my friends. I was like, do you guys think this is okay? They're like, oh my God, hilarious. I posted it, got a little bit of traction. Like it was whatever. It got like 500 views. Not crazy, but for only having like 70 followers, it was like, cool. Post another TikTok that gets like 3,000 views. Another one gets like 2,000 views. So I'm getting traction. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just going to keep posting throughout the weekend, obviously, and like try and ride this wave. So Freaky Friday, the picture comes out. I make a TikTok about it and I post it. Mind you, I'm getting engagement. Like my TikTok was like nonstop that day, which is awesome. With just like comments and likes. It was all about Renee Rapp getting snubbed at the Grammys. But I post this Freaky Friday TikTok and it literally just goes null. Nothing. I think it was up for like 3 days and it got like 15 views. And now TikTok, if you work TikTok will work. Like if you put a trending audio, if you use the right keywords, if you put a hashtag, it's gonna get at least 100 views. Like it's not hard to get 100 or so views on TikTok. And if you don't know, I work in social media. So like I know how to get some traction, and maybe it's not viral. It's not getting 10, 20, 30,000 views, but I can get traction on a video. Like I know what I'm doing. It got nothing. I was like, what the fuck? That's weird. So I leave it up, whatever. And then I posted about Taylor and Travis, and this is where I knew. I posted 2 videos about Taylor and Travis that were going viral on our Instagram. They have like 60 and 50,000 views right now. They're getting like so many shares. It's so amazing. I'm so excited. They did nada on TikTok. Literally, I think it was like 7 views and 10 views. I was like, there's no way, there's no world that a video about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce isn't at least getting 100, 200 views right now. So then I started thinking, and I like tweeted, I was like, hey guys, like I think I'm shadow brand. Can you guys just go engage with this? And like my friend Julie reposted it. She has, I think like 50,000 followers, nothing. So then I was like, something is up. And I was out and about shopping. So I was like doing grocery shopping. So I couldn't like really think about it. Then I got home and I was like doing some work for the podcast. And I was like, what the hell am I going to do? This is like fully shadow banning me. And then it clicked. I posted a video about bullying, telling people to go bully people. Like, how stupid can I be? So I'm like, holy shit, why did I didn't even think of it. I just thought it was funny and I posted it and boom. So I guess like finally by Friday night it caught up to me and then it kicked in. So I deleted the video. I responded to a comment, that hate comment that I talked about at the top of the episode. I responded to that in a video. I took that down, and then every other video I posted between the bullying video and that one I deleted, besides the one Renee Rapp one, because I was still getting some traction. So I was like, let me leave this because like maybe that is still gonna like pick up. So I deleted them Sunday, so yesterday when I'm recording this, and just left my TikTok alone. I deleted the app, I logged out, I did like all the things, deleted like the cache, like I did everything Google told me to. And then I re-downloaded it this morning, logged back in, and I just wanted to like test it and see. So I made like a quick, stupid little like trending audio video with text on the screen, like making sure it was like, fun keywords, whatever, posted it. And I'm happy to say that it did get most of its views from the For You page. So I believe the shadow ban has been lifted. I'm not gonna jinx it. I'm not gonna like test it. I'm gonna be very careful when I'm posting because I feel like it's like a target on my back. But I believe we're good. But it definitely was a little messy for the weekend. I was like trying to post about Taylor and Travis and I literally couldn't. Thank God Instagram had my back. But like TikTok was not for me. It was TikTok said I am too pop to handle and they couldn't handle it. What can I say? Not everyone can. That being said, make sure you're following us on TikTok. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, Twitter, the whole 9. You know the deal. We are at Too Pop to Handle on every platform, including YouTube. If you prefer to watch, go ahead and head over to our YouTube channel at Too Pop to Handle. And that brings us to the end of the show. So thank you guys so much for listening. As always, so much fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure you leave us a 5-star review and a rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We are available anywhere you stream your podcast. So wherever you can stream us, leave us a review. If everyone who listens to this episode sent it to one friend and that one friend listens and subscribes, I would double in subscribers, followers, whatever it may be on that platform. So take this link. When you finish it, take the link, send it to somebody you love, send it to a friend, send it to someone who is obsessed with Taylor Swift, send it to somebody who is also excited for Freaky Friday 2. Just send it to somebody, tell them to listen and tell them to follow us, subscribe, and life will be so great. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I can't wait to chat with you guys next week, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.